Hey Libra, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name is Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is going to be our weekly reading for June 15th through the 21st. Let's see what's going on with Libra. The heart of your reading, we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed, so it's likely that we're talking about a change in career or a change in the job or the workplace. You might be shifting responsibilities, taking on a different role at work, or you might be changing employers. It's also possible that you're leaving that job looking for something new. Yeah, let's see the challenge. It feels very hopeful energy, very optimistic. So whatever the circumstance that you're in regarding this change in your work situation, it feels like you're taking it like for your own benefit, for your own, you're seeing it as an opportunity. The challenge is the King of Pentacles in reverse, that this could destabilize your finances, possibly even your life, because, you know, when your finances get destabilized, your life can be affected, definitely. But it's also possible that the challenge is that you don't value stability, that you don't care about having a steady flow of income, or having a career situation that sets you up for being able to cover your expenses over the long term. That's King of Pentacles energy. The fact that it's showing up reversed and it's your challenge means that, yeah, either this is your attitude toward money that's the challenge, or just your financial situation being destabilized is the challenge. Let's see. What are you focused on? Oh, Five of Cups energy, grieving a loss. Okay. It's possible that this is the loss of a job, and you're processing the emotions that go along with that. Whatever that means for you. It could be fear, it could be you might be ashamed of yourself. There's all sorts of things that come up when, if that's your story and you were released from a job. I'm picking up on someone who felt like they were doing a great job, who took on every challenge that was given to them and felt like you were proving yourself. And yeah, it was a challenge, but you felt like you were up for it. And so now you're not sure how to feel, because like the way you saw that whole situation is eventually I'm going to settle into this and it's not going to be so much of a challenge anymore. But then the job was gone. And it's not so much that you're upset about that job. It's just like wondering about the reason, like the purpose. Like how it fits into your life path and your soul's growth. Like you felt like you were working on something and succeeding. Okay. I see why they're leading me in that direction, because I just got a new kind of pocket of insight. It's because you succeeded. Now this little facet of a possible way this energy is manifesting in your lives is only for some of you, not all of you. I'll get into another possible interpretation in just a second. But some of you, succeeded at proving what you needed to prove in that situation, and that's why it ended. Because it's not about the 3D physical world, earthly, like it wasn't about that boss and that job and that workplace. It was something like a soul growth, a spiritual test, for lack of a better term. And you did prove yourself, and now you're being lined up for something that is like the next stage, because you beat that level. Okay, for others of you, we're not talking about work, we're talking about how an emotional loss has affected your work. Like, you may have been so impacted by losing something that was very, very dear to you that you weren't able to focus on work. And it's still occupying your attention. Show me the recent past. What led up to this for my Libras? The Fool in reverse. Okay. So you've been repressing an urge to break free in some sense for a while. Some of you were thinking about becoming an entrepreneur or something in that vein. Starting your own project, being an independent earner, or this desire to break free and strike out on your own might have you might have been conceptualizing that in a different area of your life, like, oh, I feel restricted in this town or in this specific place that I call home right now, and I feel like I need to get out. I feel like I need to explore. I feel like I need to be free, and I don't care what is standing in my way. You've been feeling that in some area of your life over the past few months, but you haven't acted on it. It would make sense if you'd been feeling that in your career, and then the job came to a natural conclusion. It's like Spirit was influencing you, telling you, all right, time to break free. And you're like, no, buckle down. I'm in this 3D reality. I'm plugged into it. And whatever circumstances led to you leaving the job was like, it was already like cosmically in motion. Because you'd learned what you needed to learn there. You proved what you needed to prove to yourself for your own soul's evolution. Show me the energy of the environment. Very interesting. 3 of Cups. That tells us that you're feeling upbeat, you're feeling optimistic, you're feeling happy. Or you need to focus more on lighthearted things, because this is the way that Spirit is influencing you through your environment. You may have supportive friends right now that are interested in spending time with you or talking to you, catching up with you. People who, in their company, you feel happier. It takes your mind off of things that are more serious or more sad. You may be feeling like, I want to go spend time with friends, I just want to have fun. I don't want to think about the seriousness in my life right now. If you're feeling that way, congratulations, you're right on track. That's what you should be feeling. That's what your Spirit team wants you to feel for your own greater good. Show me the near future. How does the story unfold for Libra? Five of Swords in the near future. There will be a disagreement. This is possible it's internal conflict, like you come to a conclusion that is at odds with a firmly held belief, and so that it causes this kind of internal crisis. Well, what do I really think about this? It's possible that this is internal. A lot of times, it's more common for the 5 energy to be expressed as a conflict that you see in your external world. Now just know, anything that exists in your external world, it also exists within you. That's another topic for another day, I suppose. But I see that this will be someone important to you. You're going to take their opinion seriously. They have good intentions toward you. They're just not seeing eye to eye with how you want to live your life right now, the path you want to take, what you want to do next. They can't see the future the way that you see it. Yeah, this is the type of person that just really isn't able to put themselves in someone else's shoes, if you know what I mean. They can only see life through their own lens, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but just take whatever they say with a grain of salt, with the understanding that they are, like, if they were in your situation, they're trying to project onto you how they would handle the situation. And that's not the only way to handle it. Like, you are living this life, not them. Show me surprise energy. What's going to impact the situation that Libra doesn't see coming? Okay. 5 of Pentacles with the Queen of Swords reversed. There's more change coming. Keeping the theme of Pentacles, this is either a change in your living situation or continuing the theme of the change of career. I feel like the Queen of Swords reversed is here to tell us that you actually had a lot of foreknowledge about this, but without, how to describe this? It's like it just didn't click. I'm getting the sense of, like, when this happens, it's almost like a, how could I not have seen this moment? Like, I had all of the information. It was right in front of me. But the funny part is, it's not like an oh crap moment sort of feeling. It's not like you're not kicking yourself, or you're not, the emotion that I'm feeling, that I'm tapping into, that I think if this is your reading and you're going to experience this sort of surprise, it's more like kind of giggly, like a giggle fit. That's the energy that I'm picking up on, is like just when you're at a certain level of overwhelm and then something like surreal or bizarre happens, and it just kind of like triggers this hilarity. Like the sort of uncontrollable laughter that you just, you lose your breath and you're not quite sure what's so funny about the situation. Yeah, I don't know how helpful it is that I'm describing your reaction. That's what I'm sensing more than the actual occurrence. I wonder if this is just a realization about, like, in hindsight, perhaps you're going to be fired or you've just been fired from a job. It's possible that that's your story based on this combination, this card combination. It's possible that the surprise is going to be you reflecting on that and remembering like all sorts of indications and conversations and pieces of information that you're like, oh, of course, that was like mentioned 5 times, and perhaps it's like synchronicities that Spirit was showing you, but I get the sense more so that it was like, it was brought up at a staff meeting and it was mentioned in your most recent review, and everyone at work was talking about possible downsizing because your sister branch just went through a similar thing. Or it's just like, how did I just not, that just didn't sink in before. Or it might be something much more individualized, like the boss. I'm picking up on something that's a bit of like nepotism. Like the boss kept bringing their daughter in and was having you kind of show their daughter how to do a job. And then you're like, oh, sure, this is fine. The boss must really appreciate my work if they want their daughter to spend time with me. This must reflect well upon me and mean I'm doing a good job and I'm going to be like set in this career. When in fact, they end up hiring their daughter and letting you go. And you've just trained your replacement without really realizing. It's that sort of like a when the light bulb goes off, you're like, oh, wow, of course, it makes so much sense. Now, my job here as a reader is, the way I see it, is to translate the emotions through the range of experience that is reflected here. It's not to take away from the emotional grief that you're feeling. That's very valid. Show me your hopes and fears. Knight of Wands. Well, I'd like to say this is a more hopeful energy, because when you embody Knight of Wands energy, you are very confident, you take bold action, you are motivated by your own desires. It's not like you kind of want to do something, but you compromise across the board. Well, what does everyone else want? It's a very individualized, like, I'm going to do exactly what I want. I couldn't care less what anyone else wants. And it's not even like that second half doesn't even enter the Knight of Wands' mind. The Knight of Wands doesn't have to repress the urge to take care of everyone else's emotions. It's just naturally, do you guys know, like, I don't even know the right term for this, but like video game characters, when you can create a character and they have like high confidence and then like, I don't even play anymore, so I don't know the right terminology, but like you can, like speed, agility, whatever. The Knight of Wands, like, giving shits about anyone else's opinions is just naturally super low. It's just not part of their character. So I say that because the fact that this is showing up in your hopes and fears could be this like subconscious or perhaps conscious desire to be a more like take charge, acting on your own desires sort of person. That's possible. I think as a Libra Sun, you're always going to have a measure of the balance to achieve between what you want and what the other person wants, and there's an intrinsic value in that. But you can tip the balance a bit in favor of what's the word I'm looking for? Self-actualization. So that's if this hope is you wanting to embody that sort of energy. You may also hope that someone will enter your life with that energy. In that case, I think you're craving a distraction. You may want to get involved with someone else's story to pull you out of your own feelings about what's going on in your story right now. Like, tell me about your adventures. Tell me about the exciting life that you're living. So if you have someone in your life right now that you're kind of gravitating toward, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Just be aware of perhaps why you're gravitating toward them. Show me the end result. How do these energies resolve for Libra? Oh, cool. The moon in reverse. Okay, so things that have been concealed or repressed come up to the surface to be dealt with. Okay. Whatever shift, whatever change you're going through right now, this is deeper meanings starting to fall in place. This is like a whole series of things clicking into place. You're going to be able to see the snapshot of this phase of your life in like a zoomed out, like perspective that kind of brings it all together. And it's possible that part of this experience of the moon in reverse is like, oh, I see why I needed this. It's a bit of like a hard truth, just in the sense of a deep inner awareness of why Spirit led you through this experience. And there's going to be individual things that each of you are realizing from this that is unique to you and you alone. Because the moon reverse is a very personal energy. But I'm getting an overwhelming sense that it's an uplifting realization. Like there's happiness at the other side of this realization. There's gratitude. There's not just in like, okay, I'm going to roll up my sleeves and get back into this tough situation that I'm in. It's more like, oh, I see how this is like an actual benefit to me right now. And this kind of, the best way I can describe it is it feels like after you have this emotional shift, this realization of how this experience is tapping into deeper issues within you and why it happened. It's going to feel like you're set up to succeed from this point forward. It's not just that, though. Give me more on the moon. What is this realization energy? Ah, cool. Okay. Major cycle ending. With the world energy, you're really seeing how this has set you up for success in a whole new cycle. That you're not going to have to go through that experience again. You've leveled up. You've crossed a threshold. This is an opportunity for a fresh start that's going to lead you to a greater degree of fullness, prosperity, abundance. There's an exciting time ahead for you guys. Sorry, I'm just getting glimpses into how you're going to feel like 6 months down the line, a year down the line. It just feels a lot more fun. It feels like a little bit flashier, maybe? A little bit more extravagant. For some of you, a lot more extravagant. Very fun. Lots of enjoyment. Lots of happy times. Oh, and opportunities to help others who are going through really difficult times. Okay. You're not here for that. Sorry. It just came to me in like a pretty strong way, so I felt like I should convey. Let's get to your advice. How can Libra work with these energies for their highest and best good? Don't shy away from feeling what you're feeling. Don't avoid the feelings. You're stung right now. You're hurt. You've lost something and it hurt. It's affecting your emotions. The Three of Swords adds in the mental component. The Five of Cups is emotional, but the Three of Swords is, okay, what do you think about this? It's putting the heart and mind together about a perceived negative experience. So the advice, I feel like, is don't only feel your feelings, but analyze them as well. Definitely advocating not sweeping it under the rug, but I don't think you're doing that anyway, because your focus is on feeling those feelings. If you have an instinct whatsoever to avoid processing this, that would not be in your best interest. You have a big opportunity here to create a springboard, to really launch yourself forward and up, in a sense. So think about it when it comes to mind, process it, feel it when it's in your heart. Allow those emotions to come to the forefront. With the moon in reverse, it's possible you put these two things together, the emotions and the mind, and there's going to be this realization. Remember, like I said, things are just going to click into place. The moon in reverse is like things that are repressed or very subconscious, or like just these root things that you're not always aware of. this is one of those opportunities where you can connect with that. You can connect with a deeper level of yourself that you don't always have the opportunity to do. I think it's going to bring awareness and understanding. So just don't shy away from it. Libra, I hope that helped. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you back next week. Bye.